how's it going? My name is Jay and welcome to the channel, and welcome to Tacano Emergent Biopark in Jurassic World Evolution, a project where we're aiming to build a biologically accurate dinosaur park and preserve through the use of mods in Jurassic World Evolution. In today's episode, we are going to be building a habitat for some Spinosaurus, which is my all-time favorite dinosaur. Just before we get started, I want to make a quick note. It's really hot today, so my window's open, and like I've mentioned in a previous episode, I live next to the busiest train station in Europe, so I have really not the best sound protection, so I do apologize if you hear any extra noise. Also, I am sorry I didn't upload the past 2 weeks for Tacano Emergent Biopark. I've just had a really busy few weeks. It's kind of a hectic time of year for me. It's the end of term for university. I'm going to start work placement soon. Yada yada. You know the drill. Got just a little bit busy, so I do apologize for that. But let's talk about today's episode, just one I'm quite excited about, because not only am I introducing a new Spinosaurus mod, which is beautiful by the way, it's by Hyper SGT and Game Videos for Life. You'll be able to find the link to the next page in the description. As always, it's a beautiful Spinosaurus mod, relatively new, and it's very, very accurate too. Well, not very, very accurate, it's about as accurate as you can get with the limitations of the rigging and stuff in the game. But also we have an updated mod in the form of Cryogenics Ultimate Mixed Errors, which is what I use to, get all the essentially different errors and error buildings and stuff like that in the game and kind of mesh them together. But one really great thing about this new mod is that it removes hitboxes for a majority of things in the game, including paths, fences, rocks, trees, all that. So you can really create some beautiful, beautiful environments now by meshing things together that you never would have before. Rocks, trees. You can create some really dense redwood forest. You can create huge plains of ferns. You can really do incredible stuff. Massive rock walls, formations, all sorts of things. So huge shout out to Cryogenic for really bringing us one of these huge game-changing mods, really, that allows us to build all these incredible new things. Huge thanks, great work. Do check it out in the description down below. That mod is brilliant and would 100% recommend it. Same with the, not same with the Spinosaurus, it's an entirely different type of mod, but the Spinosaurus is brilliant. I personally think it's a great mod. Like I said, it's one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time, probably one of my favorite animals, period. It's so cool, it's just so weird, and that's what makes it kind of my favorite. It's a bizarre animal. It's just this giant theropod, one of probably the largest theropod there ever was, that we know of anyways. And it swam. It was quite aquatic as far as dinosaurs go. It probably ate majority fish, like swordfish. There were giant swordfish at the time, like Onchopristis and stuff like that, and things like that. And it was just so weird looking. Nobody really knows what the function of that giant sail was. We have many theories, of course. Thermoregulation, attracting fish, maybe even using its shadow, display for mates. All these are relatively valid theories. We just don't know for sure. And of course, it is just so iconic in media as well, because of course it was in Jurassic Park 3 in a very interesting role as a giant super predator, which it probably wasn't in real life. It probably was a fish eater and primarily stuck to shorelines. It in fact shared its environment with other apex predators like Carcharodontosaurus, which was probably more in that role of a giant terrestrial super predator, whereas Spinosaurus was definitely more of a specialist. But still, it was massive, it was incredible, it was just, I cannot say enough good things about this animal, and I think this mod really does it justice. You'll be able to see it emerge from the hatchery. Beautiful skins by Game Videos for Life, and the model itself by HyperSGT. About as close to biological accuracy as you can get in this game, I think, to Spinosaurus. But also, we constantly discover new things about Spinosaurus, every few years. So, biological accuracy for Spinosaurus isn't something that's set in stone. It keeps changing. Same goes for a lot of dinosaurs, but specifically Spinosaurus, because anyone who's in the paleontology community knows this is an animal you cannot bank on staying the same for more than a year or two, basically. Something about it will change. And most recently we discovered, of course, it had that really large paddle-shaped tail, which is present in this mod as well, which I really like. Anyways, as you can see on screen, we're really making use of a lot of these new systems where you don't have the hitboxes, and I'm really meshing things together really closely. the rocks, especially for the rock formations to the sides, using these ferns to create really thick clusters of ferns, which I think look really good, especially next to the water. It's really, really great, I think, this mod. And I didn't know about it updating. Actually, I only found out about it because Leviathan, who's one of the moderators on my Discord channel, which is really inactive, by the way. I might get back on that at some point, but I'm just horrible at managing time with like social stuff. But yeah, maybe I'll set that back up. But thanks to Leviathan for letting me know about this particular mod. It works really well. And I think it really helps with building really organic habitats like this, where you have things placed really close together. The reeds in the water, I think, really benefit from this as well, because you can get them in thick, dense clusters like that. And it just looks really nice. I put a fence around the lake, of course. You don't want a Spinosaurus just swimming into the lake, especially because it's a guest-accessible lake as well. So they're locked into this area. I think it's nice enough habitat. It's quite decent size, quite a big animal, so pretty happy with that. We'll talk more about it in the live play section, of course. Can you hear that? That's a helicopter. I live in London. This helicopter's 24/7, and I don't know what they do. Where did they go? Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's speed build portion. Relatively fast build. As you can see, the monorail actually goes over this, and if I'm not mistaken, there is a mod that I have installed, and I'm not sure which one it's from. It might also be from that Kyodenic mod, where the monorail actually has a feature where you can create a monorail lookout point where the monorail will stop to look out over the over a habitat. So maybe I'll add that in here so that the guests can actually look into the habitat. But yeah, that's about it for the speed build portion. So I will see you all in the live section in just a second. Okay, so here we are in the live portion of today's video, and as you can see right here is our new Spinosaurus habitat. It's pretty sizable, I think fits the two Spinosauruses pretty well. Just quick apology if you hear any sound. Again, I do live next to a train station, and I often hear a lot of particularly loud trains coming by, so I do apologize for that if you can hear it. Not sure how well it catches on the mic, but anyways, here is the habitat. You can see I just did a little bit of decoration on the outside, nothing too fancy. I am loving Kyodenic's updated Ultimate Mixed Errors mod. It's so good because now you really get rid of all the hitboxes. Ooh, there you go, Spinosaurus. Have yourself a nice little roar over there. But yeah, it takes away the hitboxes, which is such an amazing thing. That has always been something I've wanted in the game, and it's so nice that we have a mod to do that. We can have all these really nice dense clusters of foliage. These huge redwood forests that we can really create now and really make, everything look very, very dense, which I think is excellent. Really makes some great like ferny areas, all these reeds and grasses, the rocks, like being able to stack the rocks like this. Oh, it really does help. So it's not perfect, of course. I need to fix up some of these things like this, a floating rock there, but overall it looks pretty good, I think. And I'm pretty happy with the habitat. I think it looks really nice. The new Spinosaurus mod, of course, by HyperFGT and Game Videos for Life. Really interesting usernames there, but great work to the both of them. Beautiful, beautiful Spinosaurus. As you guys already know for sure by now, I've mentioned this a million times. Spinosaurus is absolutely my favorite dinosaur, to the point where I have a tattoo of its skull, and I'm probably going to get the rest of it tattooed at some point on me because it's an incredible animal. Absolutely bizarre, and this mod I think really helps introduce the bizarreness to the game. The last time I built the Spinosaurus habitat was way back in my first biopark, which was Nublar Emergent Biopark, and I think for that we used an accurate Spinosaurus mod, but that was before the discovery of the big paddle-shaped tail. So this is the first time we've included this version of the animal with that paddle-shaped tail in the game. And I think it looks great. I love the weird spine that it has, you know, that little M shape that's quite popular in depictions. People are not 100% sure if it was like that M shape. Some people suggest a more like backward D kind of shape, so that might have been more what it would look like. But with Spinosaurus, we can never truly be certain. Every year, every few years, we get new specimens of it, new fossils where we're like, oh, so it looked even more weird than we thought. But I think it looks pretty great. For this game, with the rigging limitations and animation limitations, I think this is about as good as we get. Oh, caught a fish there. Nice. But yeah, it's beautiful. I think it looks really great. Of course, very aquatic dinosaur, and I like how it feels quite aquatic. Gave it a lot of watery space here, and I think it just works really well for the animal. The skins are brilliant. This is, of course, the default over here. It's based on a specific figure that was released by PNSO, which they're a company that does incredible, really accurate dinosaur figures. Would highly recommend them if you want to get some. I've got this version of the Spinosaurus figure. Really great. It sits on top of my desktop PC. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. The skins are gorgeous, and I believe that's what this skin was based off of. So I would recommend getting the figure if you want. But yeah, to the mod authors, great job. Overall, I'm loving the new mods that we've included today, the Spinosaurus and again Cryogenics new upgraded ultimate Eris mod, a mixed Eris mod where we can really get rid of hitboxes, because look at that, the density in the foliage we can achieve now, the really interesting rock formations, it all I think works out really well. Especially here, the riverside where I've really put down loads of rocks to make it look all like a rocky shoreline. I think it looks nice. The dense foliage once again. Yeah, all this really great stuff. We can even mess around with fences and paths now, like clip them through each other, which is really excellent. But yeah, that's all for today's episode. In the next one, we'll probably build a bit further down here. It is a shame I couldn't fit the Spinosaurus habitat up there with all the other sailback and humpback dinosaurs, because that would be quite thematically appropriate. But because it's such a big animal, I decided to give it a big habitat next to another star animal with a big habitat, which is the T-Rex over here. So I think it works out pretty okay, and I still have space up there for a Dimetrodon or something like that. Down here, we still have space for like 2 habitats, I believe, over here. If I really need more space, I can go up here as well. But I kind of feel like we should be wrapping up this park relatively soon, maybe the next 3 or 4 episodes. And then from there, we might do one more park build that lasts, well, over the next few months until whenever Jurassic World Evolution 2 comes out, which of course is not that long away now, which is something I'm really excited for. It is due for release within 2021. If I had to guess when, and I don't know when it's going to be, no one does, I would suggest it probably will be around the Christmas season, that sort of holiday season type thing, because that's where a lot of big games get released. It's around that time. So I would suggest around December probably. So I know it's a long way to wait, but I think that's probably for the best. It means we're just giving the game as much time as it can to develop, and then it can release in the best kind of version of itself possible, which I'm honestly excited for. Like, if you guys have been keeping up with the news from Jurassic World Evolution 2, all the new features are incredible. I'm looking forward to hopefully some more complexity in like the genetic systems and the dinosaurs, their behaviors. Hopefully some more realistic dinosaurs as well in their behaviors and just how they exist. And I'm even kind of hopeful for, like, you know, fingers crossed, maybe we even get like genetics options for more biologically accurate dinosaurs. That might be a pipe dream, I don't know. You know, it might not be a thing at all, but personally I would love something like that. You know, like if you have the raptors and then you have an option to give the raptors feathers during the genetics process, Something like that would be excellent. But again, no idea if that's something that will ever be included. Might not be, you know, something they're thinking of, but hey ho, if it's a thing, I will be very happy. Anyways, that's it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you got suggestions for new species. What should I do in my next park build before, you know, Jurassic World Evolution 2 comes out? Should I do a vanilla one, like a vanilla playthrough with no mods, just to kind of reflect on Jurassic World Evolution? Just let me know in the comments what do you guys think would be fun to do. Do you like the video? If you did like the video, subscribe for more Jurassic World Evolution content. I release videos, well, I was going to say every Friday at 5 PM UK time, but I did miss the past couple Fridays, so it's a bit sporadic at the moment, the schedule, but, you know, I'll try my best. And, yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!